Yeah, and turning the debate in a conversation into the coronavirus and the related cardiac complications. There's a report saying that human coronavirus associated myocarditis is well known, and part of the reason is direct viral injury to the muscles of the heart. That's why it's myocarditis, leading to inflammation of the muscles of the heart and cardiac damage. So viral injury, direct viral injury to the heart muscles can lead to heart damage, and also the host's immune response, how our immunity responds to coronavirus, that can also have an effect on the muscles of the heart, leading to myocarditis. And there are cardiac biomarkers, and ECG can detect it, electrocardiogram can detect it, or cardiac biomarkers can detect that, or MRI scans, CT scans. So there are many ways to detect it. In some cases, it is like coronary artery blockage that may or may not be related with the coronavirus as such. But in most of the cases, it is myocarditis, which is there. So there was another video floating wherein a cardiologist or a doctor was suggesting that if you were, due to coronavirus, we all sat at home. Probably we missed our gym and yoga sessions and whatnot. Generally speaking, we all have gained a little bit of weight. So we should not be in a so hurry to decrease the weight. To lose our weight very quickly, it should be done in a staggered as a gradual approach. We should have a gradual approach for our weight loss rather than suddenly jumping into gym, or doing a marathon suddenly, or taking up heavy exercises. It should be very slow.
See, in the post-pandemic of this COVID, so many things came into existence, and we are all worried because its effectiveness of this particular virus on various system of the body is day to day. It's new informations are floating. So it has a very bad impact on our lungs and respiratory system, which is very well documented. And at the same time, the same virus is also capable of causing a lot of damage in the circulatory system, particularly the heart and the vessels. So we do come across a lot of patients, those who are recovered from the COVID, recovering from the COVID, or even after recovered totally from the COVID, they are succumbing to cardiac problems, or myocardial infarctions, a sudden death and a collapse somewhere on the road, something like that. It's happening very commonly. We have seen these type of things, and then we have very clearly understood, and we got a lot of information on that this coronavirus also has an effect on blood. It helps in blood clotting, so we need to give some blood thinners. So that is also a part of the treatment nowadays. So all these things are very common. And of course, these are because these are it's an evolving situation. Every day there will be new thing in the domain of health with post-corona period, and maybe a coincidental or maybe due to corona. We are yet to evaluate that. We need to understand that there is a particular coronavirus has an effect on cardiac system as well as vessels. So we need to be very careful in doing even exercises and all those things. We need to assess certain biomarkers are there, cardiac biomarkers. We need to check it out periodically, those who are above 40. And once we do it, of course, probably we may just, if any eventuality, if there is anything wrong, we can at least catch it up early.
And also, one is that the virus itself might cause, myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscles, leading to complications. And another thing is that because everyone was locked up, sedentary habits caught up. We started munching more, being at home, and many people lost their livelihood. I mean, I have these teachers and those who are like temporary workers, and those who are doing guest lecturers. Lecturing is such a respectable job, but suddenly due to this coronavirus was raging and there were lockdowns, suddenly they lost their livelihoods. Many people started like they were suffering very badly financially. So this financial stress and all this can be like cooking up together a perfect recipe of disaster on the heart.
See, that's what very clearly people say that cholesterol is the reason for heart disease, glucose is the reason for heart disease, and so many things. But Ayurveda very clearly said, Chinta, Shokha, Bhaya, these things are also very much say, causative factors for heart diseases, for Hridroga. So that's a very reason when there is a chinta, when there is a bhaya, when there is a shoka, there is a chances of cardiac problems to evolve to surface. So that's the reason we need to very careful on these things. We should also try to cut down on emotions. Of course, we are feeling very sad when somebody is died in the family. Of course, we know that. But to somewhere down the line, this is happens with everybody. Those who are born, definitely one or the other day they have to die. The death is certain. We need to know about these things. Once we understand these things, we try to cut down on the emotions. So when we can able to cut down on the emotions to a certain level, then definitely we can come out with and we can avoid these type of things. Otherwise, there is all possibilities. So any stress on the heart, maybe because of our way of functioning, maybe work pressure, maybe peer pressure, whatever may be the things. Of course, then added by some sedentary habits and alcohol consumption, a rich protein diet, or a rich cholesterol, or family tendency. So many things are contributing to the condition. So it may not be one, maybe a combination of all these together. So ultimately, the things are happening that we need to, of course, in the post-COVID scenario, we need to be very careful when we are practicing. There may be chance of patients with these type of things. We should be able to identify them in the right time and give the right solutions so that the things can be at least avoided.